Well, hello, it's Richard Blundell here. I'm the founder of the Venture Scale Academy, and welcome to the course, How to Raise Capital for Your Software Business. As you know, this is all part of the Raise section of the Venture Scale Academy, and this video is the course overview. So let's dive in and take a look at what we've created, why we've created, and what is coming up in this training course. I shall disappear over to the side, as you can see there. As I say, this is the overview for the course. So this is course How to Raise Capital for Your Software Business, and it's a founder's guide. And this is designed specifically for early stage technical product first founders in the B2B SaaS space. However, we do think there's a lot in here that can sort of lessons that can be learned and gaps that can be filled for anyone that's raising, even if you've raised before. This course will take you potentially from being curious about raising right up to being confident, strategic, and fundable. And we will take you through a step-by-step guide right across this course in terms of getting you there. Now, this course has been built through the collation of hundreds and hundreds of man hours and stories and battle stories from experienced founders, from VCs, from angel investors, from operators who have been there. They wear the scars, they wear the bruises, they have raised millions of pounds between them. As you know, Chris Topman is one of the co-founders of the Venture Scale Academy, and he is a founding partner at Notion. We've downloaded everything that he knows. We have been incredibly hungry for knowledge to create this course. And it's also been created by people who've sat on both sides of the table. So both by people who have raised successfully, but also what we give you in this course is a true VC perspective. What are they thinking in that meeting? What are they looking for? To give you, a really deep insight. And this course, we are convinced, will help you raise better. It'll help you raise faster and with a stronger long-term outcome. So that is the outline of the course. Let's dive in and have a look a bit further. So why does this course exist? Well, it exists because too many first-time founders, well, it could be first-time founders, could be multiple founders, but mainly first-time founders don't raise well right now. We find this so often. They're going in cold, they're following bad advice, and they're making mistakes. And this is what we call wasting bullets. And we're desperately keen that you don't do this anymore. Because raising capital isn't just about building a deck, and it isn't just about pitching VCs and convincing VCs. It starts with knowing what kind of company you're trying to build. And we'll get you in this course to think really deeply about that before you go anywhere. What kind of money, what kind of capital fits the journey that you want to go on? And how can you communicate that with conviction? It's a really huge mistake just to go after money for money's sake and to take any money. We really want you to think deeply about that. And we've built this course to give you an inside edge, to significantly stack the odds in your favor of being successful, right the way through from being ready to receive funds through to closing around with confidence. And this course is going to grow, and you'll see new modules coming in all the time. We're going to get lawyers on this course where I'm going to interview them. We're going to do masterclasses on them. So if you want to dive into legal aspects, and we're going to cover off the terminology, how to negotiate, everything is covered. So who is this course for? Well, the ideal profile of a participant, as we said at the start, is a B2B tech founder. You've got early traction. You've built an MVP. You're getting product market fit signals. We're going to look at all of that terminology very early on in this course, so you understand what we mean by that. You could be pre-seed, seed, or even a Series A bound. And as we say, this is for a technical founder or maybe a solo CEO. Maybe you haven't got prior fundraising experience, but even if you've raised before, we do believe, as I said before, that this course will fill the gaps between what you think you need to know and what investors actually expect you to understand. And if this course has a USP, it's that we've sat inside the investor's mind. We've interviewed them. We've educated ourselves about what the VC is thinking and about what the VC is expecting. What do we expect as an outcome of this course? You will build a high quality pitch deck that really catches the eye. They get sent hundreds and hundreds of these. We need to create a pitch deck that really captures their eye and explains what you do brilliantly and your secret sauce and your magic. We'll then create a focused investor list. Within the academy, we have access to experts who are angels, angel brokers. We have access to VCs themselves. They love receiving decks from academy graduates because they're well presented, they tell their story well, and they're in the right order. So they're waiting to get your deck. They know who we are, and they know that you've come through this academy. We're going to teach you how to understand the language of capital. And that's really, really important, an important nuance to understand what they mean and what the different terminology and the different languages. And then we're going to structure for you a fundraising process that significantly increases your chance of success. So that's who this course is for. Hopefully you're one of those people and you're ready to get learning. And now let's look into the course itself. So there are 7 modules in this course. This is the introduction, which is module 1. And then in module 2, we're going to sit back and we're going to define your strategy. Before we go charging in and racing in and making all those mistakes that too many people make, we're going to understand properly if and when you're ready to raise. Now, you may say there's some urgency there, but we're still going to revisit that. We're going to learn what the strategic trade-offs. So you go in with your eyes wide open between raising and bootstrapping. You do have the option of bootstrapping. There are lots and lots of different types of capital you can take, and we're going to introduce you to the different types of capital and the different types of investors. They are very, very different, and you need to know what each one is looking for and understand what kind of capital matches with where you are today. Then in module 3, we're going to dive into that pitch deck and what must-haves, what structure. There is a structure and there is an order to these decks. They must not be war and peace. They mustn't be hundreds of slides. We're going to take you into the pitch deck must-haves. We're going to craft a fundable pitch deck, which is based on maybe only 12 slides. And we're going to teach you storytelling techniques that really resonate with investors. You're going to be talking their language. You're going to be telling stories that makes them put their mobile phone down and pick up what you're talking about and listen to you. And we're going to look at some real world examples, and we're going to massively point out to you what are the common traps for you to avoid. So that's module 3, building the deck, building you a really saleable pitch deck. We're going to teach you that the pitch deck is just the trailer of the movie. It's not the movie itself. You need to use your pitch deck to sell the whole film. It's just the trailer to get them excited, to get you that meeting. It's there to get you a call, to get you a meeting. And then module 4, we're going to practice that. We're going to understand why the delivery of your pitch is so critical and what signs they're looking for as you deliver. And there are real warning signs and there's real language that you should be using and traps and pitfalls that we don't want you to fall into. These are picky people. They get a lot of decks. We've got to get you telling the story well. And we're going to teach you how to structure your practice and how to get feedback from colleagues on it. And we're going to get you to build narrative confidence and adapt your pitch depending on what kind of investor you're talking to and what setting you are in. So that's modules 2 to 4. Let's look at 5 to 7. In module 5, we're going to be looking at identifying and qualifying investors. Not every investor is right for you. We need to filter and shortlist those investors that absolutely match your stage, your sector, and your geography. And hopefully we'll give you some inside knowledge about some of these VCs. As I say, the VCs are going to be in the academy, multiple VCs in there who may be suitable for you and who are waiting to hear your story. But you need to understand how they filter the decks that they receive and what they're particularly looking for. And it is horses for courses. Different investors are looking for different things, and we'll explain to you what that is. And then we'll build you a prospect list and we'll give you a kind of research methodology so you can find out more about them. And just like you're selling your software, you make sure you do your research and you pitch with messaging that you know is going to resonate with your customer, in this case, the investor. Module 6 is fundraising effectively, how to run a professional compressed fundraising sprint, no more than 6 to 8 weeks. We do not want this to dominate your life and stop you selling and building your product. A really, really good compressed fundraising sprint. We're going to build and manage a pipeline and maybe use even CRM for investors, so you know you're at with every stage, with every investor that you've sent out. And we're going to create and organize for you a best-in-class data room. You may be familiar with data rooms. They're not all the same. They're not all built well. We're going to show you how to build a great data room and then get you ready for that due diligence stage, which is coming down, get you ready for what's going to be asked of you and what's expected, so that you're fully aware of this train coming and what's needed to be done at each stage. And then we're into module 7, which is the negotiation stage, which is really, really important. And then closing your investment and getting that money into your business. You need to read and really understand that term sheet, beyond just what they're valuing your business at. And we'll look at how you value your business and what you should be valuing your business at. Know how to defend your equity and make trade-offs in that negotiation stage. We'll give you some tips there in terms of what you can and can't trade off. And then, of course, navigate the whole legal phase, the cap table, and the closing process is like a pro CEO. We will be with you on every stage of this journey. You can go through this course in modules. You can pick out individual videos to watch, depending on what you need. And as I say, we'll be adding to this all the time. We're going to have lawyers on here, proven negotiators on here, teaching you all the terminology. This is the companion that sits with you on your journey as a founder, not just in Raise, which is what we're looking at here, but also in Grow, which is the How to Book $1 Million of ARR course, and the Run, which is all about hiring and operational efficiency, KPIs, OKR, finance, and so on and so forth. So that's the course for Raise. 7 modules, covers the whole journey of raising, and we hope you'll find it really, really useful. How should you use this course? Well, I'm going to walk you through all of these decks. I'm going to give you as much insight as I can. The decks will give you a huge amount of insights. We've got playbooks with examples and tactics and visuals in here. You can borrow or you can steal. You can download this presentation below this video. This whole deck is there, so you can download it. You can use it offline. And we're going to give you checklists at the end of each course, actions to do to help you move from theory to execution. So do the actions. They're really, really important that you do the homework and that you follow the process that we're in if you want to stack the odds in your favor of being successful. Our recommended approach is that you watch every video, you listen to me. Hopefully I'm not too boring. You can speed me up, I think, if you want to, but that will give you a narrative overview. Read the playbook, get out a pen and paper and a notepad, take actions, take notes, underline things that really resonate with you and that you want to make sure you highlight when you're building your own deck. Complete at least 1 core exercise per module. We're going to give you exercises at the end of each module. Make sure you do at least one of them, and keep coming back to these videos during your actual raise. This is a library, a library built by founders, built by investors, I've been in the SaaS space for 25 years. So has Chris, so has Paul. Chris is a VC. He sits on the VC side of the table. He has downloaded so much gold dust to us. So we're going to help you along the way. Keep referring back to this. This is your library. You own this now, so you can dip in and dip out for individual bits if you want to refresh. Optional enhancements, book time with a coach. You could book time with us if you'd like to. Just get in contact with us and book time with us, and we'll give you that process and we'll take you through it. You can book time with any one of our experts. We have angel VC specific experts who will help you, will walk you to angels, who will prepare you for that, who will broker the deal for you. They will give you all the advice that you need. You may want to get peer-to-peer reviewing, so get your colleagues to listen to your pitch. You need to practice. And you need to get your materials right, your deck right, so you're able to brief both your co-founders and your advisors, who will teach you how to build the deck, how to build the words. Don't use too many words. We're here to give you real clarity over your pitch. And create accountability for yourself through regular check-ins with this course. Imagine it's like going to the gym. Imagine it's like dedicating yourself to improving yourself, to doing this brilliantly. The more hours you put in this preparation, the easier raising will be. Trust me. I talk to VCs and I talk to angel investors every single day who are tearing their hair out, listening and watching founders pitch badly to them with poor decks. They want to invest. There's a pile of money out there, but you have to have the right combination to unlock that money. And that's a great deck and a great story and being prepared. And I think the message really sort of finally on this introduction is, build this with intention. Fundraising is not a rite of passage. It's a choice. You don't have to do it. There are plenty of amazing companies, and we're going to look at a few who never raised, who bootstrapped the whole way through and are now multi-billion-pound businesses. This is a choice for you, but you need to build with intention. You need to either raise with intention or not raise with intention. And you need to think deeply about which partner you're going to take on board. Don't just take anybody's money. You're not just raising money. You are choosing a life partner, and they are going to be with you, certainly on every stage of the journey. And they come with demands. And we're going to look at what those demands are. We want you to go into this process with your eyes wide open. And you're telling a story here about something you're already incredibly passionate about. You're telling a story about your business, and we're going to teach you how to craft that narrative to really capture the attention of those investors and VCs. And a word of warning, don't raise to feel validated. The only reason you raise is you should be only raising to build something faster or bigger or be bolder than you could be on your own. It's not a stage of, oh, well, I've built a software, now I need to raise, now I feel validated. Validation comes from selling your software, from really delighted customers who refer you to other areas. Only bring money into your business if you have a plan of going faster, bigger, or being bolder. And we will give you the structure, we will give you the language on this course, and we will give you investor literacy that's come from investors themselves. And that literacy will give you the ability to move forward with absolute clarity. So build with intention, raise with intention, or don't raise with intention. It's really important. But your fundraising journey is going to start right now on the next video. You're going to master the fundamentals, the strategic foundations, the investor mindset through comprehensive modules that's been designed, as I keep saying, by founders who've been successful and by investors who've given us the inside track. We need to teach you to develop your materials, create that compelling pitch deck, that investor list, your supporting documents, your data room. These are proven templates. These are real world examples that really resonate with VCs. And then execute with confidence. Run a professional fundraising process with clear timelines. Impress VCs with the fact you're running with a structure and you're running with really, really high quality materials. Communicate with them effectively. And then be able to obviously negotiate when it gets down to there, like a seasoned pro CEO. All of that is in that course. So as we said at the start, this course is your roadmap from being curious about raising to closing around with brilliant partners that are perfect for you with the right money on the right terms. So let's get started on building your investment process in getting this whole journey started off. Hopefully that's given you a really good overview of where we're going. And I'll see you on the next module when we're going to start with module 2. So I'll see you on that course.